Magandang gabi mga kababayan at welcome sa ang Pinoy Facebook Live. So it's Tuesday night. Pag Tuesday, alam na po natin lahat, it's EntrePinoy. At tonight, medyo nagulat ako. Our guest is actually very young and I'm really amazed. So pwede niyang ikwento sa kanyang negosyo. So please all welcome our guest for tonight, Miss Jessica Salinas. She's actually the owner of Gulay Corner. Good evening, Jessica, and welcome sa ang Pinoy Facebook Live.
Good evening, Ms. Jassel. First and foremost, thank you for inviting me here. I'm really honored to share the story of Gulay Corner, how it started and how it's going right now. To clarify, I'm just one of the owners of this family business. So madami kami that handles Gulay Corner that I wanted or that we foresee it as a social enterprise. Ayan. So just a quick background, I'm 22 years old. I'm still a student finishing social work. Nagulat nga si Ms. Jassel kanina about that fact. But yun, I'm very grateful I'm given the opportunity to be able to experience handling a business at a very young age, since one of my interests talaga yun so far is to put up my own business or to handle a business. Kumbaga, ako talaga, ever since, I saw myself as a very business-minded individual. Ganon. So, I'm taking up Bachelor of Science in Social Work in UP Diliman. So, nag-grow na lang yung idea of Gulay Corner when the pandemic happened. So, as mentioned earlier nga, Ms. Jassel, di ba, I told you it's a family business. So, hindi lang ito yung businesses namin that we handle as a family. The main business that we've been handling is Travel Now Asia Tours, which is a travel and tourist tourism agency. So, since the pandemic happened, alam naman natin na isa yan sa mga biggest na naapektuhan ay yung agency business. So, from there, nag-translate po yung team namin of expertise, which is me, my sister, my brother, and my brother-in-law, which is the husband of my sister, wherein may nakita kaming need nung pandemic for such access to fresh goods, fresh produce, wherein it could be inconvenient to have your weekly supply of groceries, fruits and vegetables door-to-door nung pandemic. And at the same time, may nakita rin tayong need of the help from our partner farmer communities, diba? Since the pandemic happened, hindi stable sa kanila ang mga usual sinusuplayan nila. And that's where we came in. Hindi naman namin talaga in-expect that it would grow or it would last this long. It was actually an accidental business for us, but it's a blessing. Yun. So, yun lang naman yung background about it so far. And for now, it's still we're still continuing the promise to be able to make it convenient to get fresh produce in the metro. Kaya nga ang tagline namin is your source of fresh goods in the metro. So, yun, that's what Gulay Corner is all about.
Thanks for that. You mentioned that it was actually an accidental business.
Yes.
And then you also mentioned you other than of course your Gulay Corner, your family has another business which is travel and tours, diba?
Yep.
So since it was affected, you ventured into gulay. So why gulay of all those items that you have mentioned? Kasi iba-iba yung kailangan natin araw-araw.
Yeah,
Bakit gulay at bakit accidental?
Well, actually, since that we're travel and tours agency, we already have this relationship with partner farmers in Sagada, in Baguio, in Ilocos, in Batangas, Pangasinan, since that's where we bring our guests before. So it's just a matter of making the best out of the pandemic, since isa siya sa mga very essential eh. We were really, hindi namin ni-restrict yung sarili namin kasi in the pandemic, in-spread din namin yung source namin to selling frozen goods, to selling other products na it would still be convenient for them. Right now, nag-start kami with gulays because basically gulay is buhay.
Yeah.
With that idea na it's one of the most essential things, or one of the most at the same time could bring a healthy lifestyle to anyone's homes. Yun din yung gusto naming ma-achieve, is that anyone could have a healthy lifestyle despite the pandemic. source the fresh goods despite na nangyayari sa atin. So, that's basically it. And yun nga, as I said earlier, na ginamit namin yung aming relationships with different locations, different provinces, in where magamit pa rin namin yung expertise namin as an agency with the operations, transportation of goods, deliveries, and of course, customer service. Yun.
So, maximize nyo talaga yung network nyo with that.
Yep.
You've mentioned that you're being actually mentored by your sister and then your brothers. Paano yung proseso? Kasi di ba, you're still actually studying. Kanina nagkwentuhan tayo na meron ka pang isang naiiwan. What made you decide to venture into business? Tapos, of course, accept the mentorship of your siblings.
Well, ever since I was of legal age, I was started to be mentored by my sister already. I started working with her business already. So, at an early age, the age of, I think, kahit mga 17 years old pa lang ata ako, my sister already taught me how to do operations, how to handle customer service. Kumbaga, lumaki talaga ako with the family that was purely business minded. And then over the years, they also saw my strength as an individual, and yun nga, very grateful that they have entrusted me on such a valuable role to handle the operations and the structure of the business. So when we do mentoring, is that whenever I have an idea, of course, as a millennial, alam nga natin, sabi nila, parang mas expressive, mas adventurous, mas trendy ang mga ideas naming mga millennials. So, that's where the mentoring comes in. So, of course, they have more years of expertise compared to me. I have this idea, I consulted with them, we brainstorm together, and when it comes to the implementation process, I'm guided step by step. And yun din yung mga sa nilook forward ko on taking on this business venture kahit student pa lang ako, is because I trust the mentorship of my family. At the same time, I trust how they operate a business, kasi it was known already for Travel Now Asia Tours, which is now more than 10 years of serving in the tourism industry. So I know I was in good hands. Nakatakot nung una because I was also given an independent role wherein, of course, I have to grow, I have to take on decisions na hindi ko sila mayang istorbo, since ako yung nasa field, ako yung nandito mismo sa position or sa role. But it turned out fine, it turned out surprisingly okay, and marami pa kaming on the works or vision for Gulay Corner or for other things that would spring out of this accidental business that we call. So, yun.
Is it hard to be mentored by your sibling? Kasi I know that you trust them, you have mentioned that. But parang ganito yan eh. Kapag ikaw nag-aaral ng pagmamaneho, sometimes you don't want either your dad or any family member to teach you. Kasi sabi nila stubborn yung tinuturuan. So, pag ikaw ngayon na mini-mentoran, is it hard or are they strict na minsan alam natin lahat ng ugali ng millennials that, sometimes stubborn?
Yeah, aamin naman ako doon. Is that siguro, that being a stubborn one is also being free-spirited or being very confident. Ganun, kasi that you think you're trusting yourself na kaya ko to. It can be very hard or challenging, pero I figured it's part of the learning process na sometimes kahit nga yun nga sa family businesses, yun nga yung mahirap, is that where is the boundary for business is business or family family affairs na to, ganon. That's one of the major challenges of having a family business. But at the same time, big pros and cons naman, pros naman doon I get to trust them more for this decision, kasi meron na talaga kaming foundation of our relationship. So whenever I feel that I'm being stubborn and there's a challenge that na alam kong hindi ko na talaga kaya, then I'd be honestly saying na hindi ko na to kaya, I need your help, ganyan. So that's where it comes in na I allow them to mentor me, but at the same time, with their trust towards me backwards, they also allow me to be independent in a way. So
Wow,
that's
that's
how
a
our
good
mentorship
one.
worked. Yeah.
That's a good one. Was there a time that you actually said no to their suggestions or recommendations?
Um, Actually, wasn't always a no. It was walang nagiging no sa amin. It was
Oh, that's a good
always
one.
open for further
Mm.
criticisms. Kumbaga, if it's not the best idea for now,
Mm-mm.
one wouldn't say no, but would say what was the best for the situation for now.
Oh, that's a
Ganon.
good one. That's a
So,
very good
yeah,
one.
oo.
Mm-mm.
Kasi, number one rule namin yan in operating even before with Travel Now Asia is to really be open with whatever criticism or whatever decision ang magka-come up sa pag-uusap namin. And if ever na may hindi mag-work na idea or suggestion, it was always at the end of it all, teamwork talaga kami to figure out what would be the best decision for the current situation.
Oh, I'm actually glad to hear those things kasi yan yung normally nagiging problema sa iba,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's like a family business. So, napakaganda actually ng iyong sinabi. So, punta tayo sa Gulay Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give them a background, I actually saw your Instagram. Kaya actually matagal ko na siyang ini-invite dito.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I think it was since October pa ata dapat
Yes,
ito.
last year. Oh. So, sobrang amazed ako on how they actually do it. Ang may mga tanong ako actually. Marami akong tanong.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about gulay, of course, we have to deliver it fresh. So,
Yep.
ang tanong ko
Mm-hmm.
kasi, di ba, iba-ibang lugar yung kinukuhanan nyo. How do you make sure that when you deliver the vegetables to your customers, talagang fresh siya? At paano yung
Well,
proseso ba?
mm-hmm. Well, number one talaga is to assure that is you really get the best source. That's the number one for us is that we trust whoever our source is or our partner is for this specific fresh goods is that alam namin na talagang the way they handle their produce is the way how Gulay Corner handles or presents itself is it's promising fresh goods in the metro. When it comes to operations naman, that's where time is running. That's where it comes in. The moment it travels from its source to our drop-off points, we start the operations as early as we can to be able to meet the window time to avoid spoilage, to avoid waste, or to avoid the vegetables to not be in good condition by the time it gets to the customer. So, number one, ano namin dyan is purely the operational structure is that when it arrives, even though it's very early, our team, nung ECQ season, and it was our peak season, we start packing the orders as early as 12 a.m. If it was a
Wow.
Saturday delivery, we pack it as early as 12 a.m. And then by the time it, let's say 5 to 6 a.m., ready for dispatch na siya. Double checking na lang of orders, double checking of quality of the vegetables. And we see this as a challenge na minsan, it may be beyond our control kasi yun nga, we cannot control the spoilage the vegetables or the products sometimes. The number one, the next thing that we do with that is that we give customer guarantee naman na if ever there are products na hindi talaga na-meet ang expectations ng ating customers, we give refund or exchange guarantee.
Oh.
Kasi ano naman first and foremost, we're implementing an operational structure that assures that, and if ever meron pa rin talaga that happened beyond our control, we have this number two to keep customer satisfaction at bay. Yun.
Wow, I love it. Paano yung logistics nyo?
Well, our logistics is nung ECQ, we have our own in-house delivery. Na meron kaming van units na or transportation units na nag-ooperate to deliver nearby communities kung saan yung active hub namin before. We started in Manggahan, Pasig. So that's where the operational hub started. So we had units that targeted nearby communities, which is Manggahan, Pasig. Nearby it was Libis, QC. Nearby was Marikina. So yun yung triangle na tina-target namin or to reach out to. Yun kasi yung madaling ma-reach out. But eventually, when the demand expanded, we had partnerships with partner delivery couriers like Move It, Lala Move, or Grab Express, Angkas. now, Gulay Corner has a strong partnership with Move It. We're actually planning to launch Move It Cloud Mall with Gulay Corner, setting up its online store through their app, and then Move It app gets to deliver it within any point within Metro Manila. So that's on the roll pa lang.
That's actually good news.
Yeah, we're making it more convenient to really order your fresh goods at the tap of your fingers, and then you'll have it right at your door. So aside from our in-house units, we also open the option for the guests to book their own service. So if ever they wanted a delivery courier of their own, they get to book it, pick up the item, and then get it delivered to them.
Is there like a minimum purchase that they need to order before they can actually request from you? If they want actually to have it pick it up from your store.
Well, actually, if it's in our policy is that if it's in pre-order, you can walang minimum order kasi the guest has to shoulder the delivery fee. But before, when we were offering free delivery around the nearby areas that we cover, we're actually putting a minimum at least one gulay bundle. So if you saw in our Instagram, that was one of our best sellers. Our variety of bundles, it was gulay, sangkap, fruits, but at least they order one complete bundle and then they can order right away. But eventually, we also needed to adjust kasi syempre, kung yun lang naman ang kailangan nila at this time and it was convenient for them to order sa amin, we wouldn't want to turn down a customer or a possible loyal client in the future.
Sorry, you mentioned that you will be expanding very soon kasi di ba you're partnering with an app now. Anong mga preparations mo to ensure na you can actually serve a bigger coverage and a bigger market?
Actually, number one preparation namin dyan ay yung source. So I have to check back our sources if they can provide for magiging volume natin, magiging expected volume. Number two is the operational structure. Again, look into our process kung meron bang pwedeng mag-arise na problema. Kung ganitong volume na, with this current operational structure, kaya pa ba? Makakayanan kaya ito? And of course, pinaka-importante ay yung mga contingency plans, yung mga backup plans if ever. Meron kaming isiset na daily cut-off per day so that we are able to prepare a day before the delivery to cater to the orders of the clients. So, ang setup namin right now, even wala pa yung Move It app namin, we're setting 7 p.m. daily for the daily cut-off, and then their
That's
order
for the next day.
The next day, yep.
Kanina you have mentioned also yung plans mo with the farmers, no? Can you expound about it? Kasi sabi mo nga yung course mo naman is a little kind of related sa gusto mong gawin. Ano ba talaga yung plano mo in case na ituloy-tuloy mo yung negosyo mo?
Well, biggest plan talaga is for Gulay Corner to have its own physical store wherein partner suppliers from different provinces gets to bring their goods there, and then that's where the customers gets their own goods. So yun naman yung usual setup ng mga supermarket, ng mga palengke, ganyan. But with us, in promising fresh produce na guaranteed talaga ang quality, at the same time, the price is on fair trade basis. So with my background in social work, we believe that a business must have a win-win situation for both the suppliers, the consumers, and also the business people behind the business. And baliktad siguro yung naging vision namin dito since we started online. Some before na nagpatayo ng mga stalls, physical stalls, ang expand nila is to have an online delivery. Right now, kami working backwards na nag-start kami with online deliveries. We established the brand online. But looking forward, we want to have our own physical store wherein we still sustain the online delivery system and at the same time be able to cater to the ones who are more comfortable in doing physical shopping or physical purchase, na looking forward then na of course it would bring more customers or more future partner clients in the future. Partner clients being is to have partner restaurants that we would supply for fresh goods, canteens, hospital canteens, or anyone that would need bulk supply. So yun ang pinaka-biggest idea namin. That at the same time, it's helping our partner farmer communities. It's advocating fair trade system of the business, and at the same time, it's also promoting a lifestyle na magiging accessible ang pagbili mo ng fresh goods like gulay, prutas, and we're gonna expand then of course with other products na we may think na would promote local delicacies kasi at certain point in time ng quarantine, nagbenta rin kami ng binalonan longganisa, which is a delicacy, favorite delicacy in our province in Pangasinan. So, yun din yung promise namin is that we bring fresh goods in the metro, which is coming from different provinces that we partner with.
Oh, that's actually a very good one. Very good idea. Sana matuloy. Is it hard to manage an online gulay business given na, alam mo yun, may possible spoilage? Mahirap ba siyang i-manage?
Yeah,
At ano yung mga challenges?
Well, it's very challenging kasi, of course, meron talaga siyang running time for storage. So, in-expect na po namin yan before we even started with this. Kaya, number one that we implemented in our operational structure is to have everything on pre-order basis. Because of course, we don't want to contribute to the food waste or the food spoilage that is already happening elsewhere in the world. We wanted na the supply gets to where it should be and maiwasan yung further, kasi kung may nagsayang na produkto, sayang ang pera, sayang ang pagod ng ating mga farmers, sayang lahat. So, that's the number one thing na in-impose namin to get on this challenge is the pre-order basis na structure pa rin siya ng Gulay Corner till now and still in the future. Yun.
Okay. Since you're actually finishing your school, di ba, yung degree mo, no? Meron ka pa sabi mong isa na naiwan. What if later on you will be asked, ano ang pipiliin mo? Yung ginagawa mo na ngayon na sa tingin ko you are very successful with what you're actually doing at yung kurso mo na later on could lead to lots of opportunities. Anong mas pipiliin?
Well, as of this time, I'm leaning towards really finishing still my degree kasi I believe that if I am more equipped or more skilled with this background, I'd be able to implement yung vision ko sana for being Gulay Corner as a successful social enterprise. Being that said, I'd still, since this is a family venture, I can depend on my brothers, my sisters, my brother-in-law, or the other people that we work closely with in operating Gulay Corner to take over if ever I need to finish my course for quite some time. So, yeah, I think it's also much better for me to be more equipped pa, maging ready pa ako, maging ma-stretch pa ako, ma-chal pa ako to be able to make our vision come true for Gulay Corner.
Sabi mo, di ba, you have actually, meron kayong vision for the Gulay Corner. So, ano-ano ba yung mga tinitingnan nyo para sa Gulay Corner? Siguro, let's actually plan it mga 3 years from now.
Well, 3 years from now, if we're about to expect na wala lang pandemic, the physical store should come in, and that's where Gulay Corner can handle more volume of orders or bigger clients, wherein yun nga, they get to have a partner that promises fresh goods in the metro, and at the same time, the process gets convenient for them, or the ordering system is much more digital or mas techy na ngayon. That's what we're looking forward to. And of course, we get to partner with more provinces, more sources that we can help with in the business structure.
What is the actually biggest advantage of being young and in setting up an online business?
Siguro number one is that you get to really explore your ideas if it's online eh. Mayroon kang ground for not really experiment but for exploration of your ideas if it can be efficient, or it can be a good thing. Kasi 'di ba, marami ngayon ng quarantine, even at my age, marami ako makakilala that built up their own business, and nakaka-inspire kasi everyone seems to be able to do it, na parang kayang-kaya na. Kasi setting up an online business, you don't need to get a space, you don't need to pay rent first, you don't need to prepare, construct for the place, you don't also need to shell out a big amount of money. So you'd be able to test the waters first for whatever may be fit for the business or for the ideas that you have in mind. And being a very young entrepreneur, feeling young entrepreneur, they call.
You are.
I get to learn first-hand feel po natin or sa mismong business. And I get to learn from my mistakes as well. And these mistakes turn into learnings na in the future, I'd be able to also avoid, and I'd be able to look through it. Na it was a learning, it was a lesson. At the same time, it made the business more better. Kasi I'm able to anticipate kung ano pa yung mga pwede kong decisions in the future. And yun nga, sabi nga nila, being a young entrepreneur, sumasabay sa mga trends, sa mga trendy, yun din ang advantage ko. Kasi just this Valentine's, we had a launch of a gulay bouquet, wherein you have a gulay, meron kang bouquet na instead of flowers siya, gulay naman na nakalagay, kasi nga, doon tayo sa practical na sa panahon ngayon. So that's just one of the ideas na for me, being a young entrepreneur, I'm able to really explore ideas that I think would so be able to makuha mo yung kilig ng masa or yung attention ng masa for that.
Ano naman ang pinaka-fulfilling sa ginagawa mo at sa negosyo mo? In how many months ilang months ka na nag-operate ng Gulay Corner?
Yeah, pinaka-fulfilling sa amin is that I get to receive yung messages ng mga pamilya or mga families or mga mommies, mga titas na, thank you Gulay Corner, hindi ko na kailangan lumabas, hindi ko na kailangan i-risk yung sarili ko just to get our own food supply here at home. So that's just one of the testimonies I've received so far. One of the many testimonies I received from our loyal clients na yun ang fulfilling sa amin is that we're able to bridge or to fill in a gap na meron nung pandemic na challenge siya not just for us. Sa amin, mahirap din sa amin that time to get our own goods, but also challenge of many Filipinos at that time. So that was one of the most fulfilling things, and being able to put up or being able to have Gulay Corner as a business.
Actually, ang ganda ng konsepto mo eh. I've seen a lot of yung mga online businesses for vegetables at saka iba. But nakita ko rin kung gaano ka mag-isip by actually following Gulay Corner. So, ganun po siya. Matagal ko na siyang pina-follow.
Thank you, Ms. Jassel.
Talaga, kaya hinintay kita ha. Medyo matagal kasi sobrang busy ka, alam ko. But medyo mabilis yung oras. Siguro ang gusto ko na lang sa yung i-request is, what is actually your message to not just to young people, but siguro doon sa mga gustong magnegosyo, lalo na sa mag-umpisa sa online business?
Well, number one is, huwag kayong matakot. Number one talaga yun is, huwag kayong matakot. But if you are, that's okay. If you have an idea that you've been holding on to for quite some time now, if you are definite of its purpose, if its mission, or of kung ano talaga yung, if this is really what you wanted to do, then do it scared anyway. Eventually, it may lead to experiences that na hindi mo mapagpapalit sa kahit saan. So, a real life experience is not bought. It cannot be traded by anything else, because that's your own learnings and experience that eventually will hone you as a business woman or a businessman in the future, or a young entrepreneur like me. So I hope this gets them inspired, kasi I'm very, very shy that I'm speaking at a young age. But yeah, experience tells a lot. So just be confident and courageous at the same time.
Thank you. You're actually doing a very good job. So
Thank you.
thank you. You're actually an inspiration to, if you will ask me, an inspiration to a lot of young people. So
Mhm.
good luck sa Gulay Corner mo, and I hope to see you, of course, grow. Kasi
Yeah.
pina-follow ko naman yung Gulay
Yes,
Corner.
thank you so much.
So, thank you. Thank you so much again, Jessica. So, mga kababayan, napakabilis po ng oras. Actually, nagulat ako ngayon.
30
Natapos na
minutes
yung
na pala yun.
30 minutes namin. So, yun lang. Magkita-kita po ulit tayo ngayong Thursday para sa isa na namang episode. Special episode po kami ngayong Thursday because our guest is actually the program director of a certain hospital in the US. He will be actually answering all the questions of those people who want to practice medicine in the US. So sasagutin niya po mismo, and if you're actually a doctor who wants to participate in our discussion, please feel free to message us at pwede niyo rin po ibato sa amin yung question at itatanong natin. Yung tanong niyo po is walang limit kasi sabi nila sasagutin niya lahat, pati po kung magkano yung sweldo, visa at iba pa. So, magkita-kita po tayo ulit ngayong Thursday, and don't forget to visit our portal. It's www.angpinoy.net. Thank you so much, and this is Chasel again sa uulitin sa Webes po. Thank you, Jessica.
Bye!
Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye. Thanks.